But only they make it four. They made it four, and it became the first in West Africa and the second in Africa. So great value for money. Just make sure we're going to give them a lot more money. They can do 60.
Amasama New Skyline, an intimidating but beautiful, gigantic 4-tier interchange at Pokuasi. Traffic in this year floods affected economic activities on the Tema-Ouagadougou-Bamako corridor. And then
our mission is to train and guide the women to realize and develop their potentials, and to us, one of the surest ways to achieve this is to put up a hostel at the center in order to accommodate the trainees from all over Amasama and beyond. Because the group believes in self-help, we started the footing and waiting for a day like this, when we will get help from somewhere. By the grace of God, the help did came. The government of Ghana and African Development Bank came to support us by completing the first phase of the hostel project, a 20-bed capacity hostel with air conditioning to house trainees. Innovate the center, constructed a biodigester for our toilets and an open shed to house the following machines they provided for us. Soap making machine, 150-liter capacity. Flour mixing with 3 numbers 3.5 horsepower electric motors. First potable water. First lift of the facility, etc. is great, especially the reduction in cost of production. So far, the group has trained over 40 women in the municipality and beyond. We are grateful to
Empowering women in Africa will go a long way to ensure stability in African development agenda. Speaking at the event was the president for African Development Bank, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina. In his address at the tour to Pokuasi Amasama Road interchange, alongside with the Ministry of Road and Highway. According to President for African Development Bank, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, during his presentation at Pokuasi Amasama Road interchange, commend Ghana government for the great commitment towards nation-building agenda and also making good use of the funds provided by African Development Bank.
I was received this afternoon by His Excellency the President, and because we're preparing for the annual meetings of the bank, which will be held here from the 23rd to the 27th of this month. And I've had my team visit here 3 times, 3 different missions. And one thing that I noticed with each one of them on their missions after they come back is that they gain weight. And so there must be something that you give them to gain weight. So thank you very much for feeding Africa and feeding the members of the bank. And I also told the president that, well, because you are so generous with your Anwaba and everything else, but I decided maybe some of them can stay over here and they will be with you. So thank you very, very much, as we are looking forward to that annual meetings of the bank, and I'm grateful to His Excellency the President for his commitment and also for the agreeing to host this annual meetings of the bank, and I hope many of you will be there. One of the things that I actually told the President today was this Wednesday, and I was telling the President that I salute his leadership, his commitment, his vision, and the speed at which things are made to happen. Here I am at the Wednesday Highway, which was actually started in 2018, and in 3 years it was completed. Quite honestly, I don't see that in many places, so I think you all should put your hands together and clap yourselves. I'm very, very proud proud of that, Minister Atta. I guess maybe one of the things I might tell the president when I see him is that when he appoints ministers, maybe we should be twin ministers. You know, just coming here, it's incredible. We provided $84 million to this project, and for the about $40 million or so that the government of Ghana also provided. But one of the things that motivated me just listening to you was the determination to make sure there is value. And you were talking about value engineering, wherein you essentially were able to use the monies that were meant to do 3 tiers of this interchange to actually make it to 4-level interchange. And this 4-tier interchange is the first in West Africa. It's also the second in Africa. So thank you to the government of Ghana for knowing how to optimize the resources of the bank. I'm very, very proud of that. But particularly gratifying for me is I can imagine how beautiful this will be at night. I'm going to have to find a way tonight to come back. I want to see how it looks gorgeous at night. But it is the benefits that it is having that is most gratifying for me. Just listening to the transporter, there is a transporter, that this has done is reduce travel time from 2 hours to just 30 minutes. It's incredible in terms of productivity, in terms of savings for the economy, and in terms of just general economic activity. As you know, when somebody drives, one of the things about driving is you got to make sure that people don't create a lot of accidents. And I hope that one of the things that you will do here is to make sure that we keep our eyes on the issue of speed, so that we make sure that people drive well, drive safe, and this is very, very important. But I'm delighted to hear that in terms of accident levels, that it has gone down by 40% just because of this interchange, which is fantastic. And you know, when people drive, I'll tell you a little thing about driving. There was a guy, they told him that he's drunk. And you know, when you're driving, they put a line on the ground and they ask you to walk it, right? And the guy walked it and walked sideways. And then they asked him to walk again and he walked sideways. And it's only one person, stopped by one policeman. And they said, "You are drunk." And he said, "I am not drunk." He said, "Because when I'm really drunk, the two of you will look like four." So to make sure that people are really seen properly as they use this road. The other thing that is really great to me is that vehicles, if you don't have good roads, they break down. Vehicle maintenance costs go up a lot. And I'm glad that this particular work that you have here, this pokuasi interchange for all the communities and those transporters here, has brought the cost of maintenance down, I understand, by 37%. Again, clap for your hands, that's fantastic. I'm even much enthused because for the women, the listening here to the 2 women's groups that were talking from Manchi. Where's the woman from Manchi? Is listening to you. First from Manchi, about what this has done for you in terms of your processing of cassava, packaging of gari. And when you also talked about you should be able to have better facilities to take advantage of quality and advantage of regional markets. I am very delighted to hear about the new equipment that I bought for you and how that is changing your lives and increasing your incomes. Can fly with what? No bird can fly with one wing, so you gotta have, one wing here, one wing here. When Africa fully empowers all its women economically, politically, socially, financially, Africa will take off like a jet. And we must make sure that we fully support women. And I'm so proud of you and very, very happy for what you're doing. Congratulations. But I also wanted to say something about women because of the women who also run the bank. I am proud of all the women that I promoted at the bank. Because quite honestly, when when you get loans, do you pay your money back?
Yes, we pay.
Or about to collect from the bank? But I'm saying that you don't default, do you?
We don't default, but many people default. Many women default.
What kind of women are those women? Generally, in most parts of Africa, in the world actually, you find that women, almost 90% of them pay back on their loans. So you got a lot of work to do to make sure that that's repeated here. But I always like to say that, you know, the remaining 10% or so is probably their husband. So all I'm trying to say is that I would like the engineer that's been doing this work. We have 3 project engineers from the bank working with you, Minister, and they are all projects. We also need executive directors at the bank that actually work behind the scene, put pressure on everybody, make sure that they can deliver for their constituencies and so on. And that constituency where you are, it's also led by a woman. Yeah. Executive Director of Ballet. Yes. Yes. And finally, the Director General of West Africa, under whose responsibility this falls. And before I promoted her, she used to be here as the country manager. Mrs. Aki Olubade happens to be, again, another woman. So are you with me on this? You can see I am now surrounded by Manchi, Obiman, Sheila, a Jerusalem country manager. I'm surrounded by the executive director. Now, I am actually now going to ask other women to come forward. So, Madam Minister, you can bring the man minister with you. Please, we are allowed to join. And I'm going to ask my darling wife to please join us here. Now, I have one of the people working with me, the young professional at the bank, Fatum. You see, I'm all surrounded by women. I'm in a minority here. For now. For now. So for now, please clap for the women first. And men, please clap properly. I will call you also. Thank you very much for all you do, and thank you. I'm so proud of all. The president of the bank has not been gender sensitive. Now I'm going to ask all the men to please join me here. Please join me here, Minister, and Minister, all the men, Mayor. Yes, now you can join this group now. And the project managers, the construction engineers, and our elders. Our elders can please join us, the chiefs and community leaders. Please join us. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Again. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Wonderful. Thank you very much.